Let's talk haunted house. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Zach with Zacks Books, and today I've got for you an episode of Zocktober involving haunted house books. So in this, these are not necessarily my top 5 favorite haunted house stories that I have. They're just kind of recommendations based off of a couple of categories that might intrigue you. We will have these linked down below if you're intrigued with any of them. Otherwise, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into some books. Alright, the first one up is The House on Abigail Lane by Keil and Patrick Burke. If you would like short stories or really just honestly messed up weird books, I would say this would be right down your alley. It's short, A, and B, it's just a really weird story. Involves around this house on, well, Abigail Lane, and it has like a lot of weird things happen. It tells the story of like a bunch of people who go in it and like mysterious things happen to them. I thought it was really cool. I ended up giving it like 4 stars. So if you like short stories and haunted houses, I would say The House on Abigail Lane would be the book for you. Alright, the next one up is The House of Shadows by Darcy Coates. If you would prefer something that's a little bit more of like a cozy haunted house, I mean, a haunted house isn't really like cozy, but like Darcy Coates seems to find a way to make whatever her books are like more of like a cozy kind of feel. This one is about a woman who a disaster kind of happens to her father. This company he owns, like a ship like gets destroyed, and this really rich guy's like, you know, I'll help pay for whatever damages, but in return I want your daughter's hand in marriage. And they get married, she moves into the house with him, and a lot of bad things start happening in this house once she moves there. And then you kind of figure out the truth about why, and it's pretty chilling, and I thought it was really cool. So I would say if you like kind of more of a cozy kind of feel, House of Shadows by Darcy Coates. Alright, next up would be my classic haunted house book, and that is the Amityville Horror. You guys know what the Amityville Horror is about. This one I absolutely loved. I gave it 5 stars. House of Shadows I gave 5 stars too. I mean, this is based off of a true event. The Lutz family moves into this house, and a lot of bad things start happening to them. I mean, the flies alone in this book are just like enough to aggravate anybody because flies are just annoying in general. But if you like classic books, I would say that Amityville Horror would probably be the one to go with. So there you have the Amityville Horror by Jay Henson. Alright, the next one up is what I would consider my surprise haunted house book, and that is 12 Nights at Rotter House by J.W. Acker. So this book was really intriguing when I read it. I think at the time I gave it 3.5, maybe 4 stars, but in reality it's probably closer to 4.5. I wouldn't quite give it the 5, but I thought it was really interesting. Felix is a writer who wants to go to this house that is considered to be one of the most haunted houses in the area. So the woman at first doesn't want him to go there, so he decides to break into it. And he says for this book to be haunted enough, he's got to spend 12 nights. And quite literally, I think after the 2nd night, he's already got to call his friend in to help him out because he like can't do it alone. And a lot of bad things start happening, like A, right away, and B, they get worse when his friend shows up. So it's really cool. I really enjoyed it, and the plot twist was just phenomenal. So if you want a haunted house book that would kind of surprise you with how good it is, I would go with 12 Nights at Rotter House by J.W. Acker. So I was debating on which King book I was going to do, but I mean the obvious choice is The Shining. Even though I will say that the house in Salem's Lot is a little bit more terrifying in my opinion. It's not really haunted, it's just because of the vampire that lives there. So The Shining is going to get the haunted house book for me by Stephen King because it's the Overlook Hotel, it's haunted by its past. That is pretty much what influences Jack to turn evil, and it's just a phenomenal story. It's my all-time favorite Stephen King book, and it's just so good. I can't even like... I could talk about this book for hours, but I'm not going to. But yeah, very good book. If you want a Stephen King haunted house book, The Shining is for sure the way to go. also a 5-star read. Alright guys, so here you have some haunted house recommendations from short story to classic to Stephen King. All categories I can think of. I'm sure there's probably more. I would also give 12 Nights at Router House like a psychological haunted house kind of thing because it's very messed up. These are my recommendations. If you have any, make sure you let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode of Zocktober. Later.